Okay, guys, final thoughts for Black Ops. Well, we have a lot to cover, so like usual, I'm going to divide up the campaign and multiplayer because I believe they're two separate, experiences. Let's start off with the campaign. For me, it was just okay. Sorry that this is my personal feelings on it, my own opinions on things. So, there's a lot of people that if you put Call of Duty on something, they will love it no matter what it is. And, same thing with other games too. It's just something that, will always be. For me, I actually had more fun with Modern Warfare 2's campaign and Medal of Honor's campaign than I did with Black Ops. I think because the AI really ruined a lot of it for me. They were so god awful as far as walking in front of you, and then of course you can kill your own teammates, and then if you do, well, you gotta start at the last checkpoint, which the checkpoints were also god awful. So if you're gonna have such horrible checkpoints like that, make it so there's no possible way you can kill your AI, and your AI also seemed to run right past enemies, not kill anything, and that's just a big, damper for me. Something that major. I feel it was major anyway. And I really wasn't a fan of the flashbacks. I mentioned during the campaign that I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff in movies, and I guess it holds true with video games too, because the story just it was just kind of like all over the place, and it didn't really pull me in like it did with Modern Warfare 2's campaign or even Medal of Honor's campaign. I thought those two campaigns were a lot better than Black Ops, and I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel about it. As far as the length of the campaign, it was on par with everything else. It's about the same length. It's a first-person shooter, and the story. I think another thing that bothered me about it was the story was just so completely far out there that it's just totally unbelievable. And I think that's another thing that was against it for me. So let's put it that way. It wasn't a bad campaign. It was just, it was okay. For me. Okay, on to multiplayer, because I think the list is kind of long here to kind of try cover everything. I purposely waited a little while to do a final thoughts with the multiplayer and campaign and that stuff, because I knew a lot of stuff was coming. A lot of stuff that was going to creep its ugly head, which it did. So let's start off with some good things about multiplayer. You have 14 maps. You have tons of game modes. Any possible type of game that you like to play, as far as regular team deathmatch, free for all, to all the objective games. It's massive. And then of course you have your zombies mode, which really doesn't fall under multiplayer, but it kind of is. You can have up to 3 other friends. Nothing counts towards ranking up or anything like that. And you have your zombie modes, and you have an insane amount of customization that can be done, which is bar none so far of any first-person shooter to date. And the map designs I thought were pretty good. I at first I liked Nuketown, but now it's to the point where I'm starting to hate it. And it is one of those maps that either a person is gonna love it or hate it. And but for the majority, everything, I like the designs of the maps, and I thought they were pretty well done. The objective games on these maps I thought were well placed. Definitely seems really decent. The first couple days, objective games were good. Now, more and more I go into some of these, especially domination. People are starting to abuse the objective style games for kill boosting, padding KDR. Yes, there is a bare bones, but the problem is hardly anybody's playing it, especially the time of day that I play. And it's not that I can change my time of day that I can play. I have a job, so that won't work out. But there really isn't that many people playing that. People already hacking the game. I was kind of waiting for this. I knew it was going to happen. But there's been at least a couple hacks or glitches found out. One is a hack where people can freeze the enemy and they can take their time on getting a headshot on them. I don't really know how they're doing this, but it's out there. And just pre-warning, if all of a sudden you're trying to shoot a guy and all of a sudden you're froze, what you think might be lag might be that glitch. So it's something to think about. And there's the prestige glitch, where there's something with the combat training mode that people can get to all the way up to 15th prestige. There's some kind of glitch with that, and it's sad that people do this stuff, but it's life. People have nothing better to do. They don't take a game for what it is. It's a game, and they just have to cheat. It's in their nature, I guess. But personally, I hope that they can find and ban these people, because it's pathetic. Okay, kill streaks. I like how they don't count towards your next kill streak. I think this is a good move. It kind of helps with camping a little bit, because you can't just try to get your first 3 kills and let your kill streaks add up and add up and add up to get your next kill streak. So I believe that was a good move. But the one thing I can't figure out is, why did they use hosting for this game? I can't figure that out. It's how do I want to say, stupid. I mean, seriously, when you think about it, you have a game that before you even start selling it is going to be one of the massive sellers of all time. Why are you using hosting for games, especially nowadays? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, people have to put up with this stupid connection interrupted, about 5 million times a day, or host migration. Why isn't the games being hosted on the servers themselves? So it doesn't matter if somebody drops out. It doesn't matter what somebody else's internet speed is. You don't have to depend on them to, what kind of game you're going to have, if it's going to lag bad or not. I don't understand that. And I was disappointed to hear that or see that they were still doing the hosting thing. But I'm just not a big fan of that. A good example is, okay, sometimes you get lag in some games, but a good example of this hosting stuff is the game mode Ground Wars. Yes, that can be fun, but with the more people, more often than not, that game mode lags because of the extra amount of players. And you're putting all that extra people on that one host. And it doesn't make sense to me. The other thing is, even though they set out a patch already for parties and invites and all that good stuff, it's still messing up bad. I think everybody knows this, and it's something that should have never happened. It seems like they don't have that down yet. I mean, it's constant. You go into a game, your friends aren't there, or you try to invite friends, or you try to join friends, and there's errors, and you're going to spend more time trying to keep your party together than actually playing the game. And same thing with the hosting. This, it's that part I think needs a lot of help, and I'm hoping that Treyarch, can fix something like that. with some kind of patch, and it looks like they're wanting to keep their game going up to date. They care about it because they already have one patch out, so we'll have to wait and see. Ranking up, you rank up fast. I was really surprised. Now yes, I did it. I don't know why I did it. I guess I wanted to see what the whole thing is about, but I did prestige, and for life of me, I regret it. I regret not having my favorite weapons, or weapons I didn't even play with yet. And now I don't have the money. I'm going through money like crazy, trying to buy back the things that I want to use, and I regret doing it. I really do.